Okay, let's begin. Hello, Andrew. Good morning.
Good
Rana,
morning.
good morning. Mason, good morning. Tyler, good morning. And Mr. Wilson, good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Glad you're
morning.
here, Eric. I got your bio this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank
Glad
you.
you're with us, Eric.
Thank you.
um, Again, this is our final session, and I'd also like to wish him good morning, and we'll formally introduce him next week in our first in-class Zoom on Thursday. Mr. Howard Hawkins is here. Howard, good morning. Welcome to our Zoom. Mr. Hawkins is our SCORE business advisor and consultant, and he has been associated with me personally for the last few years in Zoom, in Zoom, in in the practicum. And Howard is a key figure in the development and the expertise that we have available to our students in our program. Howard, you'd like to say a few words to the group here today?
Yeah, thank you, Rick. Um, this will be our seventh semester that I've had the pleasure of working with you, and always look forward to a very interesting session. The students do a very good job in this matter, and so I'll get into a little more detail at our first meeting. Um, is it best for me to do on Tuesday or Thursday?
For the first month, Howard, it'll be like last fall. It'll be on Thursday because for every Tuesday in the month of February, the students will be having internet training and learning how to set up their internet site. So Thursdays would be the wise choice.
All right, good. I'll put that down.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Howard, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks, Howard. All right. Howard is a retired banker, businessman, and has a lot of experience with organizing companies, organizing infrastructure of a business, how to manage properly, and he's going to be invaluable to us as we set up our course and go through the process of our team this semester. So again, I welcome all of you. We have about half of our team members here today. Many have to work, and that's understandable. And I'm recording this session, and we'll be making it available. Eric, you are fairly new to this. We have been. I record each session and put it in our. We now have a Blackboard organization file folder set up. I'll show you that in just a minute, where you can view these videos. Also, there we also have a YouTube playlist for our practicum where these videos can also be watched. And not that you want to see my ugly mug all the time on these videos, but if you do miss some classes or have to miss or don't really understand what's going on, many times these videos are good to review and to study just to get back up to speed with the course. And first of all, I'd just like to say that this has nothing to do with any of you unless some of your friends are graduating. Today is winter commencement day at the University of La Verne. We have all our colleges, law, education, arts and sciences, and business are all graduating, having their winter commencement today via Zoom, which stinks, but nothing we can do about that. And so a lot of our friends and colleagues are participating in the winter commencement. I personally have about 90 former students of mine graduating today, many that were in the practicum in last spring. So that's a nice thing to do. And I hope by the time you guys all graduate, we don't have to go through this Zoom commencement anymore, and it'll be all better because the commencement day is a lot of fun. It's on campus, and it's a real nice event. And I feel sorry for our graduating students today. They have to go through this, but they're in my thoughts, and I'm sure if you have some friends graduating today, they're in your thoughts as well. So a couple of things to accomplish today, and yes, we're not really up to speed until the semester begins on Tuesday of next week, when you begin your classes and begin the practicum. But I just wanted to start the ball rolling and introduce a couple of the key members of our team, or excuse me, that's an awful thing to say. Every member of our team is key. Just some of our officers, forgive me on that. That's still a little early for me this morning. some of our officers who will be leading the way of our team. I've had some meetings this past week with some of our students, and we've got some organizations set up. Another thing to do today is discuss the products again. I've had some discussions with students about possible products. We don't have to decide on that today, but to whittle down to a couple of key 2 or 3 products that we're thinking about that we all can think about over the weekend and into next week would be a good idea. Also, I want to introduce the Wix.com training, which begins this Tuesday. So on Tuesday, our class time at 3:30, you will link into a training Zoom on how to set up and create our internet website. It's called Wix.com. That training begins this Tuesday. It's every Tuesday in February from 3:30 to 4:30. I will send you a email this afternoon with the link to register for that course and participate. It's a separate deal from our regular link of our classroom sessions. Our classroom sessions will begin on Thursday at 3:30, and the link has been provided you, and it's in Blackboard. But you need to do a separate registration. Doesn't cost you anything, so don't anybody freak out about that. They charge you enough money to go to this place. You don't need any more fees. But it's a separate registration. It's put on by our Small Business Development Council at the University of La Verne, and it's how to set up. So for individuals who are going to be involved with our internet directly, this is a key way of learning how to use the internet. Some of our students already know how to use the internet pretty well, but in regards to selling and retail, this is a whole new ball game, and we're going through some training sessions every Tuesday in the month of February to learn how to set this up and organize it. And this is mandatory that we have to do this. I will be participating. All the other practicum students in our program will be participating. Right now, we have roughly about 40 students in the practicum this spring semester, which is down a little bit. We'll have 3 teams of students selling products, running websites, and managing a retail organization. One team for our group, the HASI Practicum, and we'll figure out our team name in another week or so. Another team in Professor Hicks Practicum, and another team in Professor Fialo's Practicum. So we'll have 3 teams competing with each other for marketing space, for advertising, for selling to our community. Friendly competition, but still 3 teams to compete with in our organization this spring. That in addition to, as you all know, you're starting on Tuesday with Professor Abadante in finance, Professor Rossum in marketing, and Professor Hicks in management. And those classes will go on as part of this practicum, part of this program, the integrated business program. We all kind of work together. Now, I think if my memory serves me right, your management classes are in the late afternoon and early evening, I believe. This shake your heads if that's right. It's like 5 o'clock or something. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Rihanna. So that's going to be a fun day for you guys. That's a long day, beginning with Professor Abadante running right through all of this. So, but as I've indicated in prior sessions this winter or this month, you can't pay for this, or you are paying for it in some respects, well, in many respects, but this is the best experience you can get to prepare yourself for life after college, to work for a company, be part of an organization, know the details of organizing a business, putting together a business plan, raising capital through Wells Fargo, putting together a sales pitch and a marketing campaign, collecting the money. All this kind of stuff is you can't beat this experience. And Howard, I know, will attest that once we start working with Howard. The experience you get in this program is way above what you need to get started in the real world once you get out there after graduation. So that's what we're starting with. And let me just bring up this right now. Here's our team as of today. and their responsibilities. This can still be subject to change if some students aren't too happy with it or want to do something else, but this is our team now. And our chief executive officer, the individual who will be overseeing the management of our company, is Andrew Arenas. Andrew, could you introduce yourself to everybody?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew. Like Mr. Hesse said, I'll be your chief executive officer. If you guys have any questions or any problems, my phone number is 323-493-3660. It's also listed in the worksheet.
Okay, and Andrew's job over this next week or so is to make sure we develop a communications infrastructure where we can all communicate outside of class. Because really, technically, we're only going to have one class a week, and that's on Thursday for the first month of the semester, because the other class on Tuesday will be the Wix.com training class. So to keep in communication, to develop our strategies, to develop the team, that's one of Andrew's main responsibilities this first week or so, is to get everybody on board. And I know with 12 team members, this can get a little hairy because we're all living very complex lives. We're all working. We're all dealing with our family issues, and we're all dealing with the pandemic and COVID. And some of our friends have it, even in our families. It's very confusing and very difficult. And that's one of the things that I want to let everybody know about today. If you are under stress, or you have situations at home or with your job or with your studies, talk to me about it. I'm here to help you. I know a lot of you guys don't know me, but some of you maybe know me or have heard of me. I am a low maintenance professor. I am low maintenance. I'm here to help you. And it doesn't even have to do with the practicum. If things are getting too busy for you and you need to vent, or you need some help, or be pointed in the right direction, that's one of my jobs, and that's Howard's job as well, is to be here as a listener and to help you guys get through this. This ain't easy, as you'll soon find out. Taking classes, especially when you're running a company and managing and selling a product and managing money, good Lord, we're doing this all on the internet without meeting face to face. It's not easy. It's going to be stressful for some of you. The good thing about it is Howard and I have done this for, oh God, I hate to tell this, but it combined probably about 70 years, 80 years of business experience. Yes, we are old gangsters, but there's nothing we can do about that. But we have a lot of experience, and we've been around the block. We've been in situations where companies fail. We've been in situations where companies succeed. We've been in situations where employees don't do their job. We've been in situations when employees are superstars. So we've seen it all. And that's something that you should take advantage of, because this is a new experience. I'm going to be putting demands on you to succeed, to produce. And that's maybe a little bit different than just trying to read a textbook and study in a classroom. It's a whole different game. And so please stay engaged, stay incommunicado. And if you don't want to talk to Howard or I, talk to Andrew, talk to Samantha, talk to Andrea, who are our teaching assistants. They've been through this before as well. So again, we are here as a team, one for all. If we fail as a team, but we're not going to fail. If we succeed as a team, not one individual. All right. Part of my grading is to grade you, yes, on your individual work, on how you participate in the practicum, how you participate in your duties, but also part of your grade is how you perform with others. That's just as important. And so that's something you should know. So Andrew's our Chief Executive Officer. Also this week, I met with Miguel Hernandez. Miguel is going to be our General Manager, basically our kind of like second person in charge. Miguel has a lot of experience in marketing and sales. Miguel has some very creative ideas. And so Miguel is going to also, he's going to be what is called our general manager. He'll be working with a lot of the internet work. He'll be overseeing a lot of things. He'll be, in other words, Andrew and Miguel are my, without them, I can't function. Because my job is to not to do your work. My job is to just oversee, advise, and observe. That's my job. It's Andrew's and Miguel's job to actually implement what you all want to do. That's their job. And so Miguel's not here today. He's working. I have a little video that I'm going to show you that Miguel recorded yesterday. But those are our lead officers. And then we have Rihanna. Rihanna, there you are. She's right there. She's our VP of marketing. We have Tyler Bint, who's our VP of sales. All right. We have Mason Ferrari. He's our chief operations officer. These three positions are the lead positions in those particular areas. Rihanna in marketing, she's going to develop the marketing strategy and help us sell the product and advertise the product. Tyler is going to be directly in charge of the sales, be it on the internet, be it with trying to find corporate partners, being it however we can sell it through our own individual networks. And then Mason is in charge of the product management, ordering the product, keeping track of it, making it be able to distribute. See, what we're going to do is when we open up our Wix.com website on the internet, we're going to be placing orders on the internet, and people are going to be giving us their addresses, and we're going to be mailing out and shipping our product. That's going to be Mason's job, is to be in charge of that. All right. And he's got to do that. Now he's going to have some people help him. Serena is going to help him do that as the finance manager. Also, Miguel's going to help him do that as part of his duties with general management. But Mason's got a big job. He's the dude that takes the orders and sends them out or delivers them. And we'll talk about this as we go along. But sales, marketing, operations, those are the key components. All right. Then we have our variety of other duties involved with the website, involved with sales, internet. One of the key holes that we have right now in our team is we do not have a chief financial officer. We need somebody to maybe step up and volunteer to be in charge of keeping track of the numbers. We have some pre-templated spreadsheets to do, but the chief financial officer is in charge of making sure the money is accounted for. Because every week during the semester, we have to send financial reports to Wells Fargo. Remember, they're giving us $2,500. They want to know what the hell we're doing with it. And so every week during the semester, we have to send them financial reports. Now, I will be helping this, and this is one of my main duties during the course of the semester, is to help keep track of the numbers. I have to keep track of the numbers for all the teams. That's one of my jobs as a faculty member at Laverne, is to keep in track of all the management of the practicum teams. So we're looking for a financial officer, a financial person. Serena is going to be doing some of that, but not the actual putting together the spreadsheets. So for those who are here today, Eric, and I think that's about it, besides the people I've already mentioned, and watching this video, I need some of you to come and contact me or contact Andrew and say, you know, you're looking for a finance person. I would like to help out with that and do that. So if any of you would like to do that, have any inkling of doing that, would like to do that, please let me know going into the first week of our class. If we don't have anybody ask that, then I'm going to designate some poor son of a gun to do all this. So let's see how that all works out. But we do need to fill that hole in our team. Okay. So there's where we stand. And I'll be sending this also. This will be posted to our Blackboard. And speaking of our Blackboard, let me just show you that. It's under organizations. It's not in the usual place in your course Blackboard file folder. You have to go to the file folder in your Blackboard called organizations. When you open up that organization, you'll see the HASI Practicum Spring 21 class. And this is where you have access to me, where we have access to our team, where I'll post your grades. You're going to have your first grade in this class just before we give the Wells Fargo presentation. Leading up, the first month of the class, that will be our first grade. That information is detailed in the syllabus, and I'll go over that syllabus next week in our first week of class. But this is where you'll be getting your grades. This is where you'll be posting weekly reports once we get to that point. This is the area where you'll be communicating with me about the progress of your team. There's the link to our class Zoom every Tuesday and Thursday. But remember, in the month of February, our regular class will be only on Thursdays. Tuesdays is that special internet training class. So this is the area where you will come to get information. In this area here, the course syllabus, I have samples of our course syllabus. I have information of my student hours during the course of the week where you can come and talk to me Monday and Wednesdays afternoon, but you can talk to me anytime, really. There's my phone number where you can text me. Here's here's our course schedule of key dates. Notice our first grade will be on March 7th. Then we have subsequent grades during the course of the semester. You're going to be writing 2 papers at the end of the semester, 2 to 3, 4-page papers on your reflection and peer review. You're going to be reviewing your fellow teammates. But more on that as we get to the class. But this is areas in Blackboard that will help you get up to speed and interpreting all the demands that you will have on you in this class. Under team content, this is the Wix.com training. I'm going to be sending this to you in an email also this afternoon, but if you want to get a head start, you can go to the Wix.com training and click on this link, and you can register, and you have to register for the classes for Tuesdays. So those Tuesday classes are 3:30 to 4:30 on these first 4 Tuesdays of our semesters. After that, we're done with it, and we go back to our regular class schedule on Tuesday. But this is a link that you need to register, because you need to have access to this information in this Zoom account. So I also be sending this to you in an email, but you can go ahead and do that today if you'd like through this link, and then they'll send you an email back with the link to the class and so on. So that's the first accomplishment. The next thing I want to talk about today is products. Last week we had some ideas, and this is my notes from last week's class about various products, pet products, COVID travel kits, seat cushions, neck cushions, apparatuses for phones, organic products, to help you with lotions or anything like that. All kinds of ideas that we talked about last week. Also, I want to show you now a brief video that Miguel Hernandez, our general manager, he and Andrew and I got together last night and talked about what the makeup of our team and moving forward. But also Miguel gave a little pitch to a product that he's thinking about. Now the product is creative. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle with a message. And I want you to take a look at his presentation. I want you to think about that. He's going to look up and find us some additional information about the product over the weekend. But I wanted you all to hear his idea. Now, I'm not promoting this product. You guys decide on the product. Howard and I do not pick your products. Howard and I will only help you sell and manage those products. It's your product, it's your team, it's your company, and it's your decision. So that's up to you. But so Miguel has this idea for a product, and I want to show that video to you right now. There we go.
All right, how's it going, team? My name is Miguel Hernandez. I apologize for not being able to see you guys. I work weekends, but I have watched previous classes,
Just stopping. Can you guys all hear and see this video? Okay, here we go.
and I'm excited for our team. I happen to see some of my old football teammates, classmates, and friends are within my team, and I think that's great. The purpose of this video is to throw one of my ideas. I want to make a puzzle that supports our charity of choice. I want strong images that will bring people I want strong images that will make people want to buy our product. And I think that once the market finds out that we are nonprofit and a team of college students, it'll be game over. The timing is right. Puzzles have gotten popularity thanks to COVID. Families are stuck at home and they need to get their hands on something. Why not a puzzle and one that helps the charity? This is the funnest way for families to support a charity, and it's safe. Finally, a puzzle with a purpose. My question to all of you is, how do we get people not only to complete our product, but to share to their social medias and invite their followers to support us as well? What I would say next is what will make us stand out even farther from our competitors. What we will do is have a hidden QR code within the image and let them know that until they finish their puzzle, scan it, only then will their money go to the nonprofit. This will motivate people to finish the puzzle, and when someone completes a task, more likely than not, they're going to brag about it on social media. The bigger the task completed, the more satisfaction they will get. That being said, the more pieces in the puzzle, the more they will contribute to our charity of choice. Within the box, it will include the puzzle, a picture of the puzzle to help out the consumer, a thank you message, and a message to let them know where the money will go. A sealed envelope with the QR code if for whatever reason the code doesn't work on the image, on the puzzle, or if they happen to give up because we are a nonprofit and we can't stay with any of the money. And my favorite, we'll have like a small get to know the creators page that will include individual pictures and bios of all of us. What do you guys think? I've heard great ideas from you guys already. And if you guys don't like my idea, I can swallow it along with my pride and still be your teammate. Thank you.
Miguel, that's great. And okay. So Miguel, hang on here. There we go. So Miguel has a product where it's a puzzle, where they do a puzzle and it has a message and it's a theme, and it's I think that's a very creative idea. I have some if there's a market for that. Remember, in order for us to make a profit for our charity, we're going to have to sell anywhere from 100 to 200 to 300 units of something. Okay. Because we don't have a lot of money to spend on a product. Our margins are going to be thin. In other words, we can afford maybe $15, $20, $25 a unit to pay for it. That means we're going to have to sell the product for $25, $30, $35 in order to make our profit and cover our costs. So we're limited there. And now, can we sell 100 of these puzzles? Would people be interested? Is there a market for that? That's one of the things we have to think of. But it's just like any of our other product selections, we have to think about that. Can we sell this over the internet? And I think that's where that's creative with Miguel, is I think that can be sold over the internet quite easily. It's not something that you have to have your hands on to say, oh, this is, I'll buy it. You can pretty well figure it out. So that's a great idea, and it's something that I want us to think about over the weekend and into next week. One of my concerns is how much is it going to cost? I know Miguel said this product is in China, and I've already indicated that I'm a little hesitant on doing business with China this semester. So he was going to do some research on that over this weekend and then get back to us about where we could purchase the product, how much it's going to cost. And then I think the packaging, it's going to come in a box. So that's going to put a little pressure on Mason and his team to make sure we can package it and send it out on a timely basis to the people who are going to order it and purchase it with their credit card over the internet. See, we're going to set up this internet site, and they're going to type in, when they place the order, click on the order, they're going to type in their credit card. The credit card's going to be posted, and then all that information Mason will draw on with their address and send it out. All right. The credit card is then posted to our bank account at Wells Fargo. And that's where the chief financial officer and the finance team make sure that all that is accounted for. How many did we sell? All this sort of thing. I know it sounds a little bit overwhelming, but trust me, it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. If any of you have worked, and a lot of you do work at retail organizations, most consumers pay with credit cards. All right. You just slip it in, it's done. We just now, as a business organization, we got to keep track of it and reconcile it. All right. Mason's job is not to reconcile it. Mason's job is to make sure, oh, somebody from Claremont just bought our product. Okay, I'm going to ship it out. We have mailing. You can do a mailing labels right through the Wix, the internet site. You can do postage, and boom, he's in charge of sending it out. Okay, Rihanna's in charge of marketing the product to make sure that Mason has product to sell and deliver. Tyler's in charge of the sales to people on the internet and through trying to develop people who are willing to buy this sucker. All right. It's just like the real world. Matter of fact, it is the real world. Each one of us do pieces of the puzzle. That's pretty good. Pieces of the puzzle to work together to make this all work. And when it's all done next December, next December. Yeah. And when it's all done in December, when we're all done, then we're going to allocate a check to the charity that we so desire. And we've put together a nice team. Sometimes you kind of wish you could keep the team going into another semester because you were doing so well at the end. It's just the first couple of months of hell to get this all organized and figured out. That's the key thing. And again, that's what Howard and that's our responsibility to help you all do this. Okay. So that's a product pitch by Miguel, the puzzle. And let me bring up a couple other ideas here. We also talked about something using a cell phone, and I can't remember the specifics on that. We talked about cushions. People are working, sitting at a desk all day, seat cushions, neck cushions. We talked about a COVID travel kit, which, this COVID is still going to be with us, even though vaccines are happening. But as you all know, living here in California, the vaccines are not going to be done overnight. It's going to take probably into the summer. So we're going to be involved with COVID. Pet products. A lot of people now have adopted pets. A lot of people have adopted animals for home, and they need products to help them, dishes, whatever. And also a lot of people are at home, and just like Professor Hasse, I always try to keep myself looking beautiful. I need my organic products to keep my lovely complexion and lovely hairstyle. All creative ideas. All right. This is the task I want you all to do this weekend and heading into next week. And Andrew will coordinate with you all by communicating, and you can coordinate with him. You have his phone number, you have his email, it's posted. I will send another one of these in email this afternoon. I want you all to concentrate and come up with maybe 1, 2, or 3 products that you think would be worthy of your group. I have a chat question here. One moment, please. Rihanna, okay, well, in just a minute, we'll talk about your idea that we talked about last week. I have that in my notes. We'll talk about that, Rihanna. Okay, great. So our job this weekend, there's no football on tomorrow, so let's get into it. All right. And you don't have any much homework yet because your professors haven't strangled your hold on that yet, but they will, but not much homework. So in going into this first week, you have just a couple of things to concentrate on. Number one, to register and sign up for the Wix.com training on Tuesday and get that started. And also think about a product. And if we could come up in the next couple of days, and when we meet next Thursday, finalize which product and have a group of products that we all can talk about. The puzzle is one. And Rihanna's going to give us her pitch about another product that she and I talked about this past week. We'll look at that one. And then we'll talk about this. We're not deciding today. We'll decide over the next few days and even if we don't decide by next Thursday when we meet, we will decide next Thursday after that class. Okay. So let's talk about this, about our product, because once we have the product, then we can determine and lead in with our charity. Then we can start putting together our business plan, our advertising, our sales pitch, all that other stuff will come in line, but we got to get this going. this first week. So Rihanna, why don't you explain to us your product idea?
Hey guys. Okay. So my product idea, I kind of saw it on social media, like kind of swirling around, but it's like a tray slash desk that you can like attach to your steering wheel so you can like eat food in your car. And I thought that'd be a pretty cool idea. Like I know like even with outdoor dining like opening, like a lot of restaurants don't have the space for that. Like I know I've personally been eating takeout a lot more in my car. And so they're on Amazon. Most of them are like around $15. I did find one that was like about $10 that I think like we could sell for about like 15 to 20 because that's about the range that they sell for on Amazon. And I thought it'd also be really cool if we could partner with like an organization that's working to help like restaurant employees that were affected by COVID and kind of that help them kind of rebuild restaurants or just that help financially support like restaurant employees or like their families who are affected. Because I mean, I think the big theme like last year and this year, just like, you know, shopping local, supporting your local businesses. So yeah, I think that might be a really cool way to kind of like integrate the two.
Okay, I agree. I think that's a clever idea. Now, I'm my part of my job is to be the Darth Vader of the team. Okay, I'm the Darth Vader. I'm the guy who's got to say, here's what could be part of this problem. I don't have a problem with it, but we will run into some feedback from some other professors in our program saying, really? We're gonna encourage people to put a tray on their steering wheel, and what happens if they start driving, or what happens if this causes accident, or what if this leads into something? There's not to say that that's going to happen, and that's the farthest thing from our minds. But we're going to have some people question that type of choice. It's called the L word. Ready? Liability. All right, liability. And that's why we can't sell alcohol. That's why we can't sell cigarettes. That's why we can't sell some, whatever. It's liability, and we have to go abide, because remember, we're associating ourselves with the University of Laverne. All right, we cannot sell products or represent our team in a way that makes Laverne look like a bunch of jerks. And we're not going to make Laverne look like a bunch of jerks. You guys are great people, but we have to be aware of that. I have to be aware of that. Okay. So that's an important thing. So that's what we have to think about. Is this product doable in today's environment, in today's the way things are? And I think it is. I'm not questioning that at all, but that's something that other people are going to think about, who are going to review this, like the Wells Fargo people, because remember, we're going to be selling this to Wells Fargo, and your other professors. Professor Abadante is quite involved in the product choice, not in the decision making, but in the criticism of it. Not to say that's a bad thing, that's part of this program. Is he says, you really guys really think you're going to make some money on this? What's going on? So you got to be ready for that. We got to be part of, and I talked with this the other day, last night with Andrew. Part of being leaders and being a team is you have to have in the back of your mind, what happens if this doesn't work? What happens if this doesn't go well? What's our next strategy? What's our next solution? That's important. Okay, so we have to think about that. So Rihanna, I think that's a great idea. I think we can cost that out and see where we would get it. That's perfect. I leave that up to you. Okay, so there we are. And I know we had some other ideas. So I'm going to leave it like this. Andrew is the Chief Executive Officer. Rihanna is the VP of Marketing. Mason is Operations. Tyler is VP of Sales. Austin, who has joined us, is the advertising manager. He's going to work with Rihanna and putting a sales pitch on using social media. If I had my choice, we'd get Reddit and the people who are raising hell with the stock market the last few days, get them involved in this. Well, we really could be making a killing, if anybody knows what I'm talking about there. Eric is going to be involved in corporate events and sales. So all of us are going to be part of this process of putting together a product that we all feel comfortable with. We have to think about Mason and the operation sides. We have to think about whether there's a market that within our own individual networks, or could we maybe hook this up with a corporate partner? Maybe we could work with a charity who could help us sell it. So all these things go into this process as this thinking. So I'm going to task Andrew to kind of discuss this in order, organize it, have you guys give your information to Andrew. And Andrew and I will probably be meeting a couple of times in the coming week. And probably I'll be meeting with Rihanna and everybody on an individual basis as we go forward. But by the time we meet together as a group next Thursday, we have it down to pretty well what we think we're going to go with. Okay, fair enough. So not to put pressure on us today, but let's put pressure on us heading into this week of coming up with the idea, the pitch, the cost, and how we're going about sale. Is there a market for this? Okay. And one of the first things that Professor Rawson will do in her class with you on Tuesday in marketing is bring up, or you can bring up with her, this is what we're thinking about selling in the practicum. Get her inputs on this. All right. And we'll go from there. So that's where we are. Okay. So let's go forward with number 1, the puzzle. Number 2, Rihanna's tray. And any other ideas that anybody wants to follow up with and give us details on and pitch it to Andrew. And let's work as a team over the next few days to put this together. And Andrew, I'll check in with you maybe on Tuesday or definitely Tuesday when we have that Wix training. But we'll touch base, and then we'll maybe get together on Wednesday of next week and whatever our schedules allow, and Rihanna or anybody else, and maybe come up with a finalized group or a product that we can pitch to the whole team in our class on Thursday. Fair enough? Okay, great. Okay, let me go back to this. Okay, so on this roster, these are the primary questions we have to answer this first week of our class. Our product, what's it going to be? Our charity, our company name. And Andrew, this would probably be you and Miguel probably putting your heads together on this and then talking to the group about it. Of course, the company name sometime is going to be driven by our product choice, probably, but our company name. Where we're going to buy our product, our primary vendor. Is it going to be Alibaba? Is it going to be Amazon? Is it going to be a company that we can get access over the internet? All right, whatever that might be, what's our primary vendor and the cost of the product? Secondly, we have to have a backup vendor. What happens if the vendor doesn't have a supply on hand? What happens if the vendor changes the price on us? What happens if the vendor doesn't deliver our product on time? Do we have a backup secondary vendor and the cost of the product with that? And then what you're going to be beginning on Tuesday is to develop a website. All right. If any of you are creative, I know Sebastian, who's not here today, he's working. He's our information officer. His job is to develop that website, develop an attractive website. And what is our web address? We'll be getting a web addresses. It probably might be associated with our team name, but we don't have to decide that right away. But we're going to be determining in our website. All right, that's kind of fun. I don't know if any of you ever done this. It's kind of cool to develop something and sell it on the. I mean, there's actually people out there in the internet world that are going to be actually linking in and clicking on our website and buying something from us. They're actually going to do that. Yeah, they're actually going to do that, and that's kind of fun to do. And if any of you have ever done that, it's kind of cool to do that. So that's what we have to accomplish heading into our first week of our semester. All right. Again, it can be a little bit overwhelming, but we can do it. We've got people here who can help us. We got support. You got experience with our teaching assistants, Andrea and Samantha. You got Howard and myself. You got your fellow professors, Abadante, Rossum, and Hicks. But don't tell Hicks too much about our team, because remember, he's running one of the competition teams. So you got to be careful about that. I'm just teasing, but because he's running the other one of the other teams. So don't give him any ideas, but I know they've already selected their product. I know that for a fact already. Professor Hicks's team has already selected their product. So that's where we stand. So Andrew, you are charged, but just start communicating, start getting some ideas together. I'll check in with you, or you can check in with me whenever you'd like. I think that's about it. Is anything else, Andrew, I have not discussed, or does anybody have any questions or comments?
I have nothing right now.
Okay. Now, one last thing, and it's kind of, I'll say this one more time next Thursday, but then it's done. One of the things that Howard and I have learned in our business history is that a successful company does not mean everybody likes each other. All right. There's always some personality conflicts. There's always something about, what's this dude all about? Or there's always something that bothers you. I don't have a problem with that. That's real world. That's human nature. Okay. But what I do have a problem is we don't treat each other respectfully. Okay. Respect. We don't put people under the bus. We don't talk behind their backs. If you got something to say to somebody, say it. All right. And but not to be nice, but be respectful, be honest, be courteous. All right. We're all in this together. We're all going to fail. Boy, if I told you how many times I failed in my life, you guys are going to go, what the hell is this guy teaching in this program for? All right. We're all going to fail. We're all going to not succeed. But that's part of learning. That's part of succeeding, is to fail. All right. And look at your parents. Look at your homeboys. Look at people you work with. Look at people who you respect. Nobody is perfect. All right. Treat everybody equally with respect, because that's one thing that I will not put up with. Somebody disrespecting somebody. That ain't going to happen. And if we all treat each other equally, honestly, we're going to have fun. That's the bottom line. We're going to have fun. Really. One of the reasons I teach is because it's fun. It's fun. I really enjoy it. And that's the type of career you all should be looking for. Not only where you get paid well, we need the coin. All right. But something that you really every morning get up and go, I'm glad I'm doing this. Because if you find a career like that, and trust me, a lot of people don't, you find a career like that, you are set. You're going to have a good life because you're going to be rewarded every day, and it doesn't have to be financially. And that's one of the missions or the goals of this course, is to make you feel confident in yourself and confident in your ability to work with others, to be able to take criticism, to be able to give criticism, but respectfully. And you guys all know, you've been following the news. That's something this nation has been lacking the last few years, right? That's been something that's been lacking at this university, in my opinion, but I'm not going to get into that. We need to treat each other more respectfully and honestly. And if we do that, we're going to succeed. Trust me. And all the issues I've ever had in my business career, and I'm sure Howard can attest to this, is not so much in the product failure, it's in the failure of the people with the product. It's the failure with the people. It's not the product. And you are the people. You are the people who are going to be doing this. And so you're not going to fail. I'm not going to let you fail. All right. But you're not going to fail. If you do fail, it's because you're not treating each other equally and respectfully. That's important. And I won't put up with that. And I'll tell that to everybody's face over and over again. So that's where we are. We're going to have fun. We're going to find a product this week. We're going to start the ball rolling, and we're going to get into it. So with that, I want you now to turn off your friggin' computers and not do this anymore for at least 2 hours. And we'll pick this up and think about your products. Rihanna, Miguel, Andrew, anybody else, think about your products. Start putting this information together for us, and then we'll decide in the next week. All right, everybody? And enjoy your last weekend before the semester. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but and I apologize for all these sessions we've had, but it makes our life much easier as we head into the semester, as you'll soon find out as we get going. Okay, so thanks everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Be well. If you have any questions or comments that you just want to talk to me individually, I'm around all weekend. I don't have any golf dates scheduled. I'm okay. I'm here with anybody needs any issues. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Howard. I'll talk to you this week, Howard. And everybody have a good weekend.
I have something
How
to
do you-
add, by the way.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be asking the rest of the group later, but for now, for the people we have right now, what is your guys' preferred reference of like messaging? Would it be like email? We discussed about Slack, or just be text messages?
Probably like just text.
Just text. All right.
Yeah.
Next. Tyler, Austin.
Yeah, just text message.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be asking the rest of the
I
group.
can work with anything.
Okay, good.
Good. Text message.
Mason,
Oh yeah.
text.
Yeah, text. Yeah.
And Eric.
Text message works for me too.
There you go, Andrew.
Perfect.
So we'll get
Good.
everybody. Andrew, you have Andrew's phone number. It's 323-493-3660. 323-493-3660. And if you are unhappy, you can text message this number, 1-800-GO-TO-HELL. No, I'm teasing on that one. That's a joke. That's a joke. All right. But so there's Andrew's text message, and you can start putting together the communications and going from there. Anything else, Andrew?
Besides that, should we have a centralized document for product ideas?
No, you decide on that, Andrew.
Yeah.
You put that together if you so desire. We might want to maybe put together a PowerPoint slide with the products, as we can talk about it over the on Thursday, or however whatever format you desire, Andrew. It's fine by me.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? All right, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you this week, and look for that email from me and register for the internet class for Tuesday. Adios. Go on, get out. I don't want to see you. Out. There you go.